I'm at this point where if you get offended, you get offended, and I don't care anymore. And if you want to unsubscribe and act like a girl, and a lot of you people, they sit here and they say, why don't you show your face? As if showing your face makes what you have to say authentic or inauthentic. I don't show my face. I have shown my face before, but I don't show my face because you have a lot of these males that act like girls, and a couple of them have taken pictures of my face and made videos about me because they didn't like what I said and they got emotional. That's why, right? Can you imagine being a grown man? You don't like what somebody says, so you have to take images of their face and just talk about them like a girl. Seriously, I wouldn't even do that to you. You know, I may not like what you say, but it's the way they go about it, man. The way they go about it, and a lot of them, to be honest with you, they wouldn't mind doxing you, trying to find out where you live, trying to find out who you work for. This is what goes on with a lot of black males on social media. They become obsessed stalkers. They seriously do. And if I'm not saying anything crazy, which I never do, I am pro black male. Even a lot of these black males that I disagree with, right? Some of you, I consider you straight up traitors. But you know what? We won't get into that. Every race has their traitors, and I can think of a few. But some of you, I just disagree with you because I just disagree. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, real simple. Um, there's a lot of groups in this country that when you find out what's going on with them, they don't vote, man. That's a that's a truth. They don't vote. You know what they do? They just send cash donations. And this is the reason why their stuff gets pushed forward more than our stuff gets pushed forward because money opens up all doors. There's a lot of Bible scriptures that talk about this. Money opens up all doors. A lot of groups out here ain't voting. Is like, everybody pushes the voting shit on us because apparently voting has not worked. That's why everybody says, you must vote, you must vote. If voting really worked, would they allow us to do it? I don't think it works, man. I think walking into somebody's office, of course this is illegal, but with a bag of cash and saying you need to pass this, and if you don't pass this, we're gonna get you out of here by bankrolling the other guy, and this has to be done repeatedly. So I don't really believe in voting. I believe in just giving cash. Everybody else is doing it, and everybody else is getting shit passed. So I love Only Logical channel, love his channel, but I just thought about something recently, and I said so much a while ago. I said so much a while ago. I said that number one, you cannot sit here and discount the simple fact that when any women, any group of women, let's just insert group any group of women, right? If they see their men defeated, demoralized, on the bottom for a long time, do you think that they're going to respect you? No, they won't. If they see the other race of men as the winners, who are they going to respect? They're going to respect the winners. That's just the way it is. And given the history of uh, racism and white supremacy, given I'm talking about global history with the Black American, the African, the Caribbean, whatever, the Papua New Guinean, the Aboriginal, the Aboriginal, what is the name? Australian, those blacks over there, Aborigines, I'm sorry, over there in Australia, given global, King Leopold of Belgium, what he did in the Congo, given global history with the white man, you would think that these African fathers would sit here and say to their daughters, if you ever even dream of a white man making love to you, if you even have a dream about it, I'll snatch. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I'm taking this from a whole nother level. All these African divestors, they all have black as hell fathers, and they are obviously not teaching them to stay the fuck away from the white man. They are obviously not teaching them this. There is a channel that he teaches. He is a passport bro. He teaches IT, and he showed this video of some white dude recently marrying some African dude, some African black woman, and their whole entire family is cheesing and grinning from ear to ear. And everybody, he had a whole bunch of people that rock with his channel saying, we don't rock with that, bro. We don't rock with that, bro. We don't rock. I don't know if the video is still up, but we don't rock with that, bro. There's a whole history behind this shit, and there's a whole reason behind this. A lot of them, they are not marrying black people out of love. They're not doing this. They asked this white woman, why does she want, I think this was on the street of New York City, why does she like black men? She goes, this is for survival. This is exactly what she said. She talked about how their people are dying due to the sun. Look it up. Their lack of melanin is killing them off. I know a bunch of them that they need fertility treatments just to have one baby. I know a white guy. He told me his one and only child, it cost him $50,000 for him and his wife to have one baby because they couldn't spit out one on their own. They couldn't spit out one on their own. You know what I'm saying? So she admitted this is just a dating strategy. That's what she said. And so a lot of these black people all over the world, a lot of them are with you for reasons that you may not know. You're calling it love. A lot of them, this is for racial survival. It's for racial survival, number one. Number two, a lot of these relationships, these men are on the bottom socioeconomically. These men are on the bottom. These men typically are the type of guys that within his area, he's a drunk. This is what Only Logical covers. He's a drunk, he's a loser, and the white women in his community, his credit is shot. His social credit is over. White women in his area don't fuck with him. They all grew up with him. They all know who he is. Some of these guys abuse women. So he can't get white women anymore. He can't. Him getting a white woman is over. So you see a lot of them. All of a sudden they magically start liking black women. We have seen this over and over and over. Number three, some of these black women, like Only Logical did the video of the black woman on TikTok. I actually went to her TikTok. I can't remember her name. This young black woman who I think she said she was adopted, so she was already messed up. She's already she has no social cohesion in her life, and these kind of women, how can I put it? She wasn't fed with love from her own family. She wasn't fed with reality. She wasn't fed with reason. And so therefore, she's trying to figure out things on her own. Right? She doesn't come from a man like me that will tell you that you cannot marry a white man, girl. You can't do it. You can't do it. You cannot do it. You have to marry a man that looks just like me. I know the world will consider this racism, but I'm telling you, if you're my daughter, you cannot ever fix your mouth to marry a white man. And there's numerous reasons why. Okay? God doesn't like this. That's number one. God doesn't like this. Number two, I don't like it. How the hell can we sit here and the vast majority of white people will sit here? Listen, even on my job, they'll smile in your face. They like you. Aaron is former Army. Aaron believes in the Second Amendment. Aaron has an M16 and all this cool shit, right? But at the end of the day, I don't believe that your people deserve reparations. 90% of them believe this shit. I don't believe that we should ever repair you. They don't have a problem with America giving Israel money for over 55 years. They don't have a problem with America giving Ukraine money for the next 55 years. They don't have a problem with this shit because those are white nations. But the minute we talk about helping black Americans who built this country, now these people, I don't believe that you deserve reparations. None of you were a slave. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, white man. Right? I don't believe that America is a racist nation. When you can sit here and point out evidence after evidence after evidence, I don't believe America is a. So, I could go on. I don't believe that there's any evidence of police brutality. Listen. I have bumped into these people. I've worked with these people. Right? And a few of them have said it's because all of you are resisting. Really? You can't find not one video. You can't find not one video of a black man being mistreated and he did absolutely nothing. He also complied. I saw an older video on YouTube that the white officer ordered the black man to get out of the car. The black man immediately complied. He ordered him to walk to the front of his cruiser. He immediately complied. He handcuffed him, and I think he turned around and he just tasered him for no damn reason. None of these white guys can ever see videos like this. None of them can. And a lot of them, we will try to sit here and to ignore. I don't even call it racism. Like, they do not have any compassion for us. They don't. And I am tired of black people acting like, there is something to be gained from dealing with white people. I left a comment on somebody's video where I said, even Crystalline Karazin, the queen of swirling, right? What is she? What does her say? Interracial, beyond. Well, I forget her brand name, right? Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. She's divorced from her white husband, but even she said that she would struggle with her white husband for him to care about racism. Like if somebody like this black woman that got killed recently by the cop, she was boiling water and he shot her in the head. She said incidents like this, her white husband either didn't care, or when she talked about it, he acted like he didn't care. He didn't even want to talk about it. So why would you marry people like this? I don't understand this shit. And it's even worse in Africa because there's a lot of stuff that's still going on there. It would be too long of a video to get into how France is still destabilizing these African nations. America is doing the same thing too. America has its thumbprint over in Haiti, and they're doing all kinds of shit to suppress the Haitians. But your white partner will tell you that, number one, they don't see none of this shit, and that number two, they don't care. They don't care. They just want you to go to work, pay the bills, fuck them good, and this is all they give a shit about. So at the end of the day, I don't give a shit if you dudes unsubscribe, because I'm done with the fucking emotions. I really am. We cannot talk about Keisha all the time. We have to look in the mirror and say to ourselves globally, whether you are black African, whether you are black Caribbean, whether you are black, there's a lot of places we are, black American, wherever you are, when do we start looking in the mirror and saying this is our fucking fault? Because the bottom line is, you know, you can't marry my daughter, white man. This is me talking. 2024. You can't marry my daughter, white man. My daughter's gonna marry somebody that looks just like me. Why not? Because I said no. And keep it moving. You can I date your daughter? You cannot date my daughter, white man. Why not? Because I said no. She's going to marry a man that looks just like me. You can keep this confusion over there. We don't need mixed half-breed children that don't know who they are, and some of them are, listen, type in biracial regret in YouTube and see all the biracial people who were confused. I didn't know what table to sit at, the white table, the black table. Please, come on now. You can't. Once we as global black men say, you can't marry our daughters, then this divestiture shit goes away. And not only that, not only can you not marry her, but if you continue on some secret relationship after I said no, then somebody's going to disappear. Because believe me, as you already know, if an Indian man tells you you cannot deal with his daughter, we've seen plenty of stories to know how this ends. I saw one recently, and even when the woman was older, listen, even they were both Indians, different caste, and they still deleted her. At some point, we can't cry about divesting. At some point, as men, we have to say this is our fault because we're not putting a fucking stop to this shit. We're not putting a stop to this garbage. We're not putting a stop to you. It is on us at this point. It really is. Because, it's on us. That's all I gotta say.